Good morning, Cubicle Country. It's Tuesday. That means it's time for Careers and Coffee Chat. I'm Jessica Canty. I am your life and career strategist. I have a passion for helping working professionals go from unfulfilled jobs to their dream careers. And every Tuesday morning, we take a pause in our day. I know you're out there being excellent well before 10:30 on a Tuesday morning, but we take a pause so that we can set the tone for the remainder of the day to operate in excellence. Cubicle Country sends in questions. My team and I put together tutorials to come and chat with you, to come and give you that boost that mid-morning coffee will give you, to have a cubicle conversation. You know, those conversations you had with your colleagues near your desk, or maybe you used to go to the break room, but the break room is now your bedroom or the kitchen. It's time to chat. It's time to converse. It's time to hydrate and converse. So I've got my hydration right here. I already had my cup of coffee this morning. I want you all to go ahead and pour your coffee, pour your tea. Perhaps you need to shake it up or stir up your smoothie. Sit back and take in this wisdom. Feel free to comment down below. Give me some of the questions, some of the insights that you gained, some of those aha moments, some of the things that are going to apply specifically to your career. Because my team and I want to make sure that we give you exactly what you need to excel in this unpredictable, unprecedented job market experience. And so today I want to talk to you a little bit about a question that was posed to me from Cubicle Country. Welcome, you all. Welcome. So happy to see you. A question came into me from Cubicle Country. Want to know what Cubicle Country is? It's a community of career seekers. You can find us on our exclusive group on Facebook. You could even join in on all this good tidbit of career advice on our podcast, Cubicle Conversations, discussions to accelerate career goals. Hello. Wow. All the way from Spain joining us. Welcome, welcome, welcome to this conversation. Okay. So the question was posed to me. And it's so very interesting because it was a compliment and a question at the same time. And I said, you know what? I bet you're not the only person who asked this question. So I want to make sure the Cubicle Country can benefit from your boldness for asking for support. Here it is. The question was, they said to me, Jessica, I really enjoy your posts. I really enjoy interacting with what you're putting out there in the universe. But I always wonder, for my specific career, I don't know what to post. It's really hard to try to come up with something on a weekly basis, on a daily basis to post. And so I was like, oh my goodness, the question that's asked, similar to an interview question, is that's the surface level question is, what do I post? But the underlying question to ask, the underlying question I heard as a career coach is, how do I position myself as a subject matter expert? How do I position myself as a thought leader? How do I let my audience know that I have the credentials to support them in a particular place in your life? So maybe you are a baker. Maybe you are a mental health professional. Maybe you are a makeup artist. Maybe you own a restaurant. Maybe you support and coach women in their careers or men in their careers. Maybe you're on a college campus supporting college students through their college careers. And you want to make sure that you're in a space that lets people know I'm more than just my degree, because a lot of people got the same degree. I'm more than just the licensure I have, because a lot of people have the same licensure. I want to set myself apart from every other candidate for positions. And this is something that my team and I work on with our coaching clients. We call it brand management. Now, I know that sounds very similar to those who are entrepreneurs and they hire these brand strategists and all that good stuff. And you're probably wondering, what in the world does this have to do with my career? Well, I'm glad you asked that question, because we tell our clients to treat their careers like the business that they are. So one of the things that we do for our clients is called a brand identity package, and we do a career profile. And going through that process, we set them up to revitalize their reputation. What does that mean? I know it sounds like a lot of alliteration, but one of the things that happens is that we can get accustomed to being on social media. We can get accustomed to being on these platforms and it not be fine to the brand that we're trying to build in our career. So we've got some pictures of us partying on the weekend. We got some pictures of our brunch on Sunday. Then we might post one thing about the business that we own. or we may be doing a bunch of the TikTok challenges or a bunch of the Instagram challenges. Ooh, great question. What's the difference between branding and messaging? Great question. And that's actually what I'm going to address today, because I got 3 tips around that. So when I talk to my clients, the branding is the outside package and the message is that gift. So what's the crux of it? What is the whole heart of it? So it's sort of like if you're getting a birthday gift, someone gives you a gift. I don't know about you all, but I love packaging. So, and I know a lot of companies focus on packaging. They can make a water bottle, just simple water bottle, but I've seen water bottles that are bedazzled. That's branding it. That's so that whenever you see that bedazzled water bottle, it's that company. So it's the image that lets them know that this is who we are. This is what we're known by. So sort of thinking about those golden arches, what company that is. If you're thinking about a bullseye, what company that is, because that's the brand. You know what to expect when you see those golden arches, when you see that target. So it's the same thing with our careers. When we are on social media, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever social media platform you choose to get your message out, they should know when something pops up in your story, pops up in your feed. Oh, I already know just by looking at that is associated with the best pancakes in the world. That's associated with the best massage therapist. That's associated with the best dentist or hair salon owner or barber, because just the image alone evokes in my mind the message is trying to convey. So the message will be the actual present. I'm so glad you asked this question. So the message is the actual present. It's the story behind what you do. It's the transformation that you create. It's how long you've been doing this. It's the different product suite that you have to support your clientele. So it's the same thing with our careers. So branding is how we show up in our careers. How do you show up in meetings? Literally, what do you wear when you go to the meeting? Are you showing up to the meeting early or are you consistently late? That's a part of your brand. Are you responding to emails, even telework? Because people will come into meetings late, even virtual meetings. Are you showing up early? Are you showing up late? Are you washing dishes in the background versus paying attention? That's a part of your brand story now. Now branding is a little bit different, considering that we are branding from home. But are you showing that you're committed to the work that is being put before you, the task that you're being asked to complete? That's branding. The messaging is, are you responding to those emails? Are you doing the to-do list? Are you being proactive and letting your supervisor know, your management know, hey, this is my goals for the week? And maybe doing a midweek check-in and saying, this is what I've completed on a Wednesday. This is what I've completed thus far. This is what I'm going to be completing for the rest of the week. Here's what I need your support around. Here's what I need your guidance around. Then on Friday saying, here's a summary of all the things that I did to make your company stellar. Here's a summary of all the things that I overcame, the hurdles I made sure that you didn't even have to see, the ways that I circumvented crisis, the ways that I made sure that you looked good when you were in your meeting on that Friday. Then circle it back around on that Monday. That's the messaging. But the brand is, whenever they see my name as an email come up, they already know. They're accustomed to seeing, here's what I'm going to be doing this week. Here's an update on what I'm doing. Here's where I need your support. Here's how I'm being proactive rather than reactive with reaching out for your support. And here's what I've accomplished for you this week. So that's the difference between branding and messaging, especially when it comes to careers. Branding is when you automatically see it, you already know what the quality you're going to get. Certain hotel chains, when you see that hotel, you can already tell, regardless of how they change the prices, you already know that brand is going to give you a certain experience when you stay at that hotel. But then when you go in, the messaging that you receive is it a fluffy bed? Can you smell that it's been cleaned? Can you smell that they've thought about the ambiance when you come in? Is it giving you that spa-like feel even though you're in a hotel? That's the messaging that they're giving. So let me go ahead and jump in to the 3 T's of what should I post. What really is asking, how do I position myself as a subject matter expert? Okay, I've got 3 T's for you. Got my little notes over here so I can stay focused. The 3 T's are tools, talk, and taboo. Tools, talk, and taboo. So if you're struggling with what to post, if you're struggling with looking at your post and seeing if it fits your brand, this is how you can position yourself to be your own brand manager, okay? Because brand management is expensive. Welcome you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Brand management can be incredibly expensive. I'm going to give you some tidbits to be your own brand management. So today when you leave this, I want you to check for the 3 T's on all of your posts. Okay? On all of your interactions. Every YouTube video you put up, every Instagram video you put up, every TikTok you do, every whatever platform you choose, every LinkedIn post, whatever you want to interact with, you got to ask yourself, am I adhering to one of these 3 T's? The first T is tools. Welcome you all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want you to talk about the tools associated with your field. So if you're a makeup artist, do a video about a specific type of brush. Do a video about a specific type of wipe or cleanser, especially in light of COVID, right? How to keep your brushes clean in light of COVID. How to make sure that you're buying the best tools that can be cleaned consistently in light of COVID. So you want to talk about the tools specific to your job, specific to your profession. You want to talk about your mastery of it. You want to talk about your interaction with it. You want to talk about the price point. So you're positioning yourself as a subject matter expert because that means you studied that thing. Before you got on there, you already knew this is the type of hair in this tool brush. This is the best usage for this toothbrush. This is how to get the best use out of that particular tool. This is how to make sure that you don't get ripped off when you're using that particular type of tool. So no matter what your profession is, if you are a baker, you might want to think about taking your audience into your kitchen and saying, this is the type of pan that you want to use when you're making that telework lunch. When you're having to work at home and you want a quick meal, here's a tool that will really help you to make a lunch very quickly. So that's the first T. I want you to go through all of your posts. Are you highlighting the tools of your particular trade? Even if you're a car mechanic, take your audience out to your car and say, this is the type of tool to keep your car running when it's not running consistently. What do I mean by that? So everybody, at least for me, my car is sitting a lot more frequently than it used to. So I would watch a car mechanic tell me, hey, your car is sitting for a week. It used to run every day, multiple times a day. Here's a tool to make sure that your car is running properly. So that when you go out there and start your car up, it actually will work for you. So that's the first T. Highlight the tool. The second T is taboo. Or actually it's the third T, but it doesn't really matter. The next T I want to talk about is taboo. What do I mean by that? So I want you to talk about the myths that are in your profession. I want you to talk about some of the hot button issues that has taken place in your profession that you either don't agree with or is not really spoken about. Okay? And I'm loving these comments. Yeah, I love nice pics. And if it's fitting one of these T's, please do. I absolutely want it to fit a tool, a talk, or a taboo. So for a taboo, I think it was like July and June. There was a lot of different months about mental health, right? And so I am a mental health practitioner. I am a woman. I am a woman of color. And so there's so many taboos around mental health in the African American culture. There's so many taboos around women guiding men through mental health challenges. There's so many taboos around interacting virtually with a mental health practitioner. So I can do that's a series in of itself. That's 5 days worth of content right there. I can hit on all the taboos I've heard about when it comes to being a mental health practitioner. Or if you're thinking about as a doctor, if you're a doctor and you're trying to put more things out there, you can talk about the 5 taboos of doing telemedicine, or the 5 taboos around coming into the office to just kind of address some people's issues or their thought processes around that. Or if you are an esthetician, the 5 taboos around the tools that you use or the way you interact with people. Because some people think it's too expensive to spend money on quality skincare, but then they want clear skin. It's too expensive. It takes too much time to go through a 3-step system, but then they want Instagram filters in reality. So talk about some of those taboos around that. Or if you're a specific niche, you know what I mean? Oh, I'm so happy this is good information for you all. If you're a specific niche, especially if you think about, say, I'm coming back to mental health because that's, where my root is. That's what my root is, like bipolarism. I would talk about specifically in the African American community, some of the taboos and some of the ways people have decided to treat bipolar. I am a woman of faith, so I'm not saying this in a light manner, but sometimes people will say, well, just pray it away. Okay. Or you know what, just fast it away. But if it was a broken bone, we would say pray and fast, but also go to the doctor, right? So that's a whole series right there in there. Pray, fast, and talk to your doctor. This is what you want to talk to your doctor about. So those taboos. So we talked about the first two T's, tools and taboo. The next one is to talk. Now, I know that seems like kind of duh, but that's why I left it for the last one, because I want to talk about what you should talk about, okay? So first of all, you want to be talking in multiple ways. I did a video last week about public speaking, because a lot of people talk to me about, I'm so nervous to do public speaking, even if it's, on their phone and it's, no one is really in the room but you. It can be really scary. But what I broke down in that video, which you should go check out, is that anytime you post a picture, anytime you send an email, anytime you participate in a telemeeting, you are speaking publicly. So you already have the skills to speak publicly. Now, when you're talking about brand management, you've got to fine tune that message, like you all asked me earlier, and what you're presenting to people. So I like to tell my clients, you want to fine tune and target your message and make sure that you are talking through channels that your clientele or your future employer are listening to. Okay. So when I talk on my podcast, I talk on my Instagram, I talk on my LinkedIn, now I've created this whole Cubicle Country community on Facebook. So I'm being very targeted in my messaging. I'm talking. I'm making sure that it's going to get in the ears of people who need my support, who need my help in their career. But you also want to talk about the things that they're facing. What are the challenges that they're facing? Okay. I can't ignore the fact I can talk about, your dream career all day long. But the reality is unemployment rate is high. Filing for unemployment is a struggle to even get that assistance. Some people are still waiting for their stimulus check. I am. So for me to talk about investing hundreds of dollars in your career, investing even one of the product suites that we're coming up with is going to be about a $60 price point. But people are really considering what they're doing with their money now, and so I have to acknowledge that. So I want to talk about what are current events that are happening in my profession. So if you're talking about, if you work in the grocery store industry and you want to be a manager, what are some of the concerns that your customers are coming to you about? But you want to make sure it's not necessarily talking about your superiors, but the profession as a whole. So I can talk about social work as a profession as a whole, how we can really help with police brutality, how we can help reduce the rate of recidivism in prison, how we can really support around getting sentences that actually fit crimes and actually rehabilitating people, our fellow returning citizens. So I can talk about the profession. I'm not going to necessarily talk about, well, my boss said this in a meeting and that upset me. Or I can't believe my director said that. That's not what we're talking about, because then you're talking about gossip and we don't want you to get involved in any of that. Okay. So when we're talking about being your own brand manager, your homework assignment today is, one, to watch us on the replay. Come check it out on the YouTube channel, because I want to make sure that you get everything we talked about today. But remember the 3 T's. Go through all of your posts. Go through all the things that you hit the like button on, all the things that you support, and ask, does it reflect the tool of my profession? Does it reflect the taboo I can address for my clientele or my future employer? And does it talk about the actual issues that are being faced in my profession? How do I provide a solution to those things? So if you find yourself on a loop of taking pictures of the same thing, or you're like, I don't know, I keep talking about just this one thing, go back and ask yourself one of these 3 things. Stay abreast, because that shows your audience that you are studying and researching relevant information for them. And that's why they should listen to you. That's what makes you a subject matter expert. All right, you all. I know that you have to go back and be stellar. I appreciate you spending this careers and coffee chat mid-morning break with me this morning. I want to let you know that exclusive tools and career enhancing support is provided for you once you join Cubicle Country, our exclusive Facebook group. And guess what? We have a new product coming out this November, but the people who are going to hear about it first, the release date, and get the early downloadables and get the extra support on how to use it, are those who join our Facebook group, because I want to honor your commitment to your career. I truly want to make sure that you're having a passionate career that provides for your life. Until next time, Cubicle Country, I can't wait to have another careers and coffee chat with you. See you next Tuesday.